Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Hephaestus League Guns of Icarus. I should say Guns of Icarus Hephaestus League Challenge. There you go, Hephaestus Challenge League. Listen, words are tough, okay? Putting them together in the right order is a skill that not everyone has 100% of the time. Regardless of any of that, we are getting into our third match of the day. So far today, we had Sacrilege taking out the Art of Warfare, then followed up with Sky Mating Renos taking out the Cake Clan, and now we've got the Bully Boys Black Flight Squadron versus Zill's Merry Men. And once again, as I've mentioned this a couple of times, this is an old school match here.
Yes, indeed.
Yep, both these teams have been around for quite a long time. Of course, I myself am part of the Merry Men, but I will not be flying. I will be merely commentating and probably being harsher on them than anyone else could ever be on them because that's they're my team, right? Just how you gotta play it.
I was about to say, what, there's going to be no bias? No, clearly.
No, there's going to be about a large bias, but probably against. Anyway, I am, of course, Imagine, and with me today, once more, is Sir Morty for this final match. And, as we can see in the standings here, both of these teams kind of scraping around the bottom. Zill's Merry Men with the victory, of course, can vault themselves basically into a tie for either first or second, depending on how that Holy Roman Army match will go. And Black Flight Squadron, on the other hand, they've really got to pick that up. Being down with an 0-3 record, and you're only playing 7 matches, it's going to be tough to rise up from that.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get back from that. But we could be pleasantly and massively surprised.
Absolutely. You cannot count out BFS. Now, we'll say one thing as we switch our screen here, that what we do not see on the Black Flight Squadron side is Brick Hardcastle, which is a little change from the first 2 weeks. Brick is a fellow caster who decided to return to competitive matches, which is why he's not casting with us. But he is gone, in this case replaced by Sir Daftwager instead.
Yes.
So a little bit of an interesting change there. I'm not quite sure where Brick is. Maybe just couldn't make it today. Regardless, it is a change here for the Bully Boys team. Maybe it's a change they felt they had to make, or maybe it's a change that Brick felt he had to make. Maybe we'll get an answer for that at some point down the line. Regardless, it looks like we are on Northern Fjords, and so far we are looking at double Pyra from the Black Flight Squadron side and Junker Pyra from the Merry Men side. Now, at one point, that was a Mobula that Zill was had selected. I do gotta wonder if he switched that because he saw double Pyra.
Yeah, especially on this map when you're just wide open for rams. There's no terrain to hide behind or anything to jink and duck in between of. I think the Junker is probably the better option over the Mobula at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. It also is possible that he just had it from like a practice game or something like that, where he was trying to mess around with it. Who really quite knows, except for Zill himself and, well, maybe the people on his team. Regardless of that notion, we are gonna get into this game in just a minute here. Let's take a quick look at what we've got going on. It's a double Hades on that Pyra. Interesting. I do think we did see that from Gilder last. No, it was double Mercury that Gilder had last week on his Pyra, and that was on Canyon Ambush. This other one has a Gat mortar, so that's pretty typical. Still double Hades.
Well, it had made the King of the North has a gap mortar front, but it has got the unusual double Mercury side. You normally see a flamethrower and flare launcher on the side.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that they might just want to try to counteract a little bit, maybe of longer range that Merry Men might be going for, as we see a couple of Mercuries on Zill's Junker there. And I do know that he does like the annoyance that you get when you're knocking out component after component.
Yeah. Mercuries are a very underrated, underutilized gun in competitive play. It's normally favored for the slightly easier to shoot Artemis, but
yeah, you
deadly.
You can definitely do some tricks, pull some tricks off with double Mercury. If you're going to be stripping a lot of armor, if you have good gunners with it, you can definitely start shooting out engines. And shooting out engines on Pyramidians, quite effective.
Yeah, very effective. A ship that relies that much on its forward momentum, just take out that main engine. Not got
Absolutely.
much to worry about.
Yep. All right, so we are going to get started here. This is our last match of the day between the Merrymen and the Black Flight Squadron. And this is week 3, so we are, into the meat of this league now. And we're really starting to take some shape of who the top teams are going to be.
Yeah.
Of course, there's kind of a crowded front for this Anvil division, especially with Cake losing today. All right, let's give a quick rundown of ships here. We got Furigori, Furigori Mark II, in fact, that is Gilders, Pyramidion with double Hades front, and a gap mortar on the side. And on the King of the North, we've got gap mortar on the front and double Mercury on the side. Of course, Sir Daft Wager flying that ship.
And on blue team with the Merrymen, we have Admiral Zill with the But Then It Broke, with, as we previously mentioned, 2 side-mounted Mercury flag cannons and a forward-mounted Hades fireball launching mortar and a standard gap mortar on the starboard side. We also have the Macbeth flown by 2 left socks, which is the pretty traditional. Oh no, it's not the. Yeah, it's the pretty traditional Hades flag-fronted Pyramidion for that long-range beneficiary.
Yep. Looks like he's also got flamethrower and mine launcher on the side. Probably not gonna get that much use for that one.
Probably not.
This is gonna be some long-range shenanigans going on here. So Furigori is getting some hits on him, as was spotted, and you see a lot of these shots coming out. Some of those connecting. Armor already down.
Oh, there goes his armor.
Yeah, I mean, this is what's going to happen with this Mercury out here. Is gonna got a lot of armor stripping now. Whether or not they can follow that with any actual kill shots is an entirely different issue.
Well, maybe we might see that. We might see that. I'm thinking an interesting build that I'm thinking about for a competitive game is looking at how well the Flight Flak has been doing recently, and how well those Mercury stripped that hull. I wonder if a Mercury like flak might be useful at some point.
Yeah, it is a possibility. I still think I might prefer the Hades over the light flak if you're going to be going with that combination.
Maybe,
but it's that is definitely something to ponder.
Yes.
The downside of Mercury's, as we have said before, but I'll say it again here, is they're pretty immobile gun. You don't have a lot of up and down with it, so your ship basically be standing in one spot, and on the same level as what you're trying to shoot at, because otherwise it's going to be fairly hard to hit with it.
Yeah, that's actually a very, very, very good point.
We got a little bit of a blind shooting going on here. Now both Macbeth and Button and Bro, oh, they actually collide here, and that's going to stop the Macbeth's momentum from going anywhere. And taking some Hades fire, but oh my god, so much Hades just missing there. Finally, the last 2 connect. However, that was at least 1 full, maybe 2 full clips. Still missing with those Hades. My god, that's double Hades, guys. And almost, I would say, at least 80% of those have been missing. Finally, a few of them connect. But now that the spot on the Macbeth is lost, no more shots gonna hit there. So much Hades fire missing there.
Yeah, it would be kind of difficult to fire that Hades over that terrain, especially when your Pyramidion is trying to climb to get as much altitude as possible. It can throw a gunner off, but we'll see. We'll see if anything better comes out. We've got But Then It Broke, blocking shot from the Macbeth as it tries to get the King in the north.
Yep, and they are getting some nice, looks like Merc fire down on the King of the North. Of course, King of the North actually returning some of that as well. Macbeth's got to duck down here a little bit as the Furigori was peppering it with some more Hades. King of the North lost his armor, took a few notches of, maybe just 1 notch of armor health there, and now it's returning that Merc fire onto the But Then It Broke, and definitely got a long-range slug out going on here. That's more or less what you expect on this map.
Yeah, it's traditional, just have a long-range good old fight.
Absolutely. Alright, so But Then It Broke, maneuvering around. as those merc shots from King of the North coming on in, and we're just going to have a little bit of a sniper battle, I think, between these two ships. As looks like Merrymen getting the better of that, getting that armor down, knocking out some guns as well, and so King of the North a little bit disabled there. And,
looks like the Fugori, though, is trying to come over the arch to get the drop on, but then it broke. But King of the North losing their hull again.
Yep, taking a little bit more damage here, and it's just chipping him away, chipping him away. In the meantime, Furigari definitely coming on in here and getting some nice Hades shots. Oh, that was some money Hades shots on but then it broke.
Yeah, the gunners had a bit of problem to start with. Now they've got their eyes well and truly centered.
Oh, they're actually completely hammering that ship right now and lost its armor. Yeah. They will get it back up. King of the North actually took a lot more armored or permanent hull damage there, so did have to duck down as the Macbeth and then it broke. Did cause a significant amount of damage there. Then it broke, however, had to move around as those Hades were going on right where they needed to for quite a while there.
Yeah, they got a lot of damage down, but unfortunately, the But Then It Broke has a lot of chem spray up, so it's just neutralized quite a lot of that effect on the minor components.
Yeah, that's definitely something they got going for them. Chem spray is so incredibly important in these matches. And they're doing a pretty good job of making sure everything is sprayed. Of course, as I say that, they basically had nothing sprayed, but now they're getting that rotation going. And still, though, that Hades will be quite effective versus the hull. However, against the Junker, it can be kind of hard to hit it. Now, Furigari taking some permanent damage here as its armor got knocked out by those mercs.
We're seeing Red Team have a fair bit of health getting chipped away now very, very slowly by those, just that quick hull stripping ability of those Hades. Sorry, those Mercuries.
Mercuries, yeah. Of course, Hades does have a decent hull stripping on its own, but yes, in this case, it is the double Mercury that's doing most of the work. Now, Furigari actually poked themselves up and didn't start shooting for quite a while. Their nose was up there, and they had to kind of drop down as then it broke, started to pepper in with those merc shots once more.
Yeah, perhaps they were trying to get a couple of spots in, which they think they seem to have done. The spots just keep coming back and forward as the cloud cover rolls in and back out again.
Yep, and we've got Mercury cannons taking out Mercury cannons there as the King of the North took out one of Merrymen's, but they do get that rebuilt. And now, once again, those Hades shots flying on in, but just not hitting the spot. And we saw that earlier today with the Art of Warfare, I believe, missing a lot of those Hades shots as well. And the Hades is extremely great when you hit with it. If you don't, uh-oh.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a lumberjack. It is a mini lumberjack, isn't it? If you hit something with that or the Hades, you're going to know about it. But it's just hitting with it to start with. Yeah,
it's not the easiest of guns to use, but extremely effective when you do get it right. And there we go. There's some nice ones going down on hitting the balloon, unfortunately, which won't do as much. You want that to go on the hull, and a few of them looks like it may connect only just one, but still exchanging a lot of fire here, where either being literal fire as the Hades, spitting out those balls of fire, or the Mercury just shooting out those straightforward guns.
Yeah, it just seems to be just a straight-up slugfest. It does seem Red Team, though, they seem to be not taking as many risks, not staying up as long, and not taking so long to retreat back down into cover when they start losing health. They seem to be retreating as soon as they get to about half hull health.
Yeah, and
King of the North for it to disappear.
Does have to be a little bit wary here as their armor is almost down, and Macbeth trying to arc those shots over that archway. King of the North still under fire, but will move far enough forward and into clouds to where they can't be hit anymore. But that actually leaves Furigari. Tis the marked target now. They are trying to return their own fire.
Yeah, the Furigari tried to sneak around lower around the side of the arch, but unfortunately the Paramedian just got that spot off, managed to get that slight gap in the clouds before they can climb and get cover again.
Yeah, and looks like Macbeth is actually having a lot of the same issues of actually hitting with the Hades, as a lot of those went missing at first, but now connecting and armor is down. Can light flak shots finishes. Oh, here they come, and almost one more. There he goes as Furigari goes down for the first kill. Furigari just got a little bit ahead of itself, just stuck its nose up a bit too far.
That was just Not very much movement there, but they move a little bit too far around that archway. Trying very cleverly to get the drop on the Macbeth, but not much happened. Not much happened because they retreated away from the previous known location.
Yep, now King of the North ducking down over here. Doesn't want to give up that second kill. Very well done for Gory spawning back around that candy mountain. And Merry Men just, sitting pretty. They're just going to hold this spot here. They've got that first kill, that all-important first kill. And now it's going to be up to, really up to the BFS team to, push forward and make something of this match.
Yeah, it is. It's going to have to push forward and hopefully not let the time run out in this one. But it does seem that the Merry Men are pushing forward again, trying to get as aggressive as possible, trying to chase down that wounded Pyramidion.
I don't know if they actually knew he was there. I think they're just trying to move around the side here, and King of the North almost ran into a horrible position there.
Yeah.
They
seems to have got
get him
the spots.
spotted. Yeah, I think that may have been a little bit of a, oh, he's right there. Well,
yeah, that's what I mean. They're right next to each
do
other.
something about that. Yeah, it looks like it's going to get out, and you do have to be careful here as now the Furigori has actually turned all the way around, and Macbeth is getting stuck here in this dual fire. Oh no, Macbeth not following, not continuing to follow here. Macbeth under a lot of heavy fire as Furigori just ambushed them, and they will go down to that mortar shot. And now, but then it broke, because it's got to be so careful here, and he might just end up going down. This is going to be really hard to escape from.
Yeah, in this 2v1, if he can squeeze himself through that archway, he'd just put his foot down then perhaps, but the King of the North is just too close to dodge.
Yeah, it is getting that double Hades fire just going right through there. It actually looked like it was sort of clipping through the side. It looks like Macbeth's actually spawned right back in this fight, and but then it broke, and King of the North and Furigori actually collided a little bit there, but then it broke, allaying the charge of the Furigori, and now they're going to turn right on the King of the North. Is that their mortar side? Yes, it is, and King of the North will go down. What a turnaround here for Merry Men.
That was a very good turnaround indeed. We thought, I don't know about you, but I thought, but then it broke. Hat was just sewn up. Hat was a goner, but no.
Yeah, and here comes some more mortar shots. Will they connect? No, they're falling just right under the Furigori. And I almost want to say that Furigori just got too anxious there, and they went for the ram. They went right past the ship. I think they collided with a King of the North a little bit there, which threw off King of the North's arcs, and that just allowed, then it broke to bring up their heavy or close range side and absolutely just murder King of the North. And now Furigori is continuing to take more damage here.
Yeah, Furigori's been very clever, dropping down below this cliffside just to try and lose those arcs while their teammate pushes in as close as they can to either run distraction or do as much damage as possible. We'll soon see.
I just got kicked out of the game.
Yeah, I can hear you turning into a robot. So now we have blue team, we have the Zill's Merry Men backing away, back into their spawn. They've noticed the two Pyramidions trying to come up the cliff face after the red team have also spotted this maneuver and are backing up back into their spawn by Magic Mountain and are trying to regroup.
Alright, I'm going to get back in here as quick as I can.
Luckily, you're in a slight lull, actually, while teams are repositioning themselves.
Alright, there we go. Looks like I'm going to get back in here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Thankfully, nothing too much happened. And it's the second time my internet's been acting up today.
Oh, well.
But it looks like I am reconnecting now.
Yeah,
Alright,
it looks like we've got Zill's Merry Men have pulled back into their spawn and just sitting above that large dominating archway in the center of the map, just waiting for the Blacklight Squadron to come after them. And the Blacklight Squadron seem to be obliging, slowly creeping their way through the clouds.
Alright, back in here, and
oh, and you see as the Merry Men have been the first to be spotted, but they're the first ones to fire on the...
They do get some shots onto the Furigori, yep, but Furigori gonna just continue on ducking down over here as King of the North now is under fire, and Furigori gonna try this side, kind of ambush tactic once again. We'll see how it works as King of the North starting to take a lot of fire here. Yeah,
King of the North is trying to hide in those archways, hopefully get a bit of respite, but it's so easy for that Junker to turn around and fire again on the Fugori.
Yeah, and once again, that double Hades missing so much on the Macbeth, but a lot of fire now. Dual fire coming here from the Fugori and the King of the North. Fugori gonna go in for a ram, but then it broke, absorbing a little bit of ram, but actually helps them turn their heavies. Their short side Macbeth gonna go down here, but the armor on the King of the North is down as well, and might just be able to get a kill back here if those mortar shots do connect.
There it goes.
And now Furgori is stuck against this, but then it broke ship, and but then it broke can actually really easily take this. They do have that gap mortar. Furgori is probably going to be backing it up here, and once again an exchange of kills.
Yeah, they're just out of range of mortar fire now. I don't know whether you wanted to write that up as a slight mistake for the King of the North to charge for the Macbeth, but it did get them the kill, but left him exposed. So it's half a dozen of one, 6 of the other as to whether or not that should or should not have happened. To be honest, I think that was actually quite a clever idea. It's just a shame that they ended up on the wrong side of that Junker.
Yeah, and I mean, a large part of this, once again, Furigori, it was charging forward. It looked like it really wanted to get a ram in. Oh, and Furigori, in the meantime, is taking some damage here as its balloon and armor were down for a little bit. What I was going to say is that Furigori looks like he was trying to strip that armor with that Hades and then ram the Macbeth. But unfortunately, so many shots from the Furigori missed, and that ram didn't quite accomplish that much.
No, it didn't do all that much, but it did do a good enough amount of damage that the King of the North could come in and finish it off, but just not enough. Not enough for it to be necessary.
Yep. Now, thankfully, they did get a kill out of it, so they're not out of this yet, although the Furigori is quite hurt. And as we've seen before, that is a very big deal, the amount of health you got left. Furigori's actually been hurting quite a lot, pretty much this entire game.
Yeah, the Fugori seems to be the punching bag that just will not go down easy.
Yep. All right. So once again, King of the North, Furigori charging on forth. They are being the aggressors so far, and Merry Men are totally okay with this. They like avoiding those charging attacks and maybe tossing it right back at their enemy. Furigori just
the King of the North again.
Wrecked, absolutely wrecked. Will they take the Macbeth out? Yes, they will.
Yes, they will.
Still
this
a
could turn into
here.
A regular duel. Let's see what happens.
And let's see.
Exchanging fire.
Yep, and King of the North gets his armor repaired fine, and we've got this battle between a Junker and a Pyra here. Is classic duel between these two ships, both of them with gap mortar. Which one can repair better, faster? Which can hit faster? King of the North. Oh, just gets his armor back up, and here comes some mortar shots, but he did have to use some of those. Oh, and he does take it out at the end, and Merry Men pull it off. Merry Men pull it out at the end with that mortar fire coming in down to strip the rest of the remaining hull and then take him out as well. I thought he may have actually not have enough mortar shots to finish that off, but
I didn't either.
Does take that ship out in the end, and what an incredibly close fought match between these two ships.
That was very well done. Very, very, very well played on behalf of the Black Fight Squadron, ending their no-kill run in a spectacular fashion, but unfortunately just not able to pull out that victory against the more experienced team.
Yep. All right. So, guys, that will do it for us this week. And we have the Bully Boys beating the Merry Men here. Let me update the standings here. So, Bully Boys, unfortunately, dropped to 0-3. And Black Flight Squadron hurting a lot here. Zill's Merry Men will raise themselves up to 2-1. And we've got a lot of 2-1 teams up here, and we'll see if Holy Roman Army with their cross-division match coming up after we're done here. If they do manage to get that they do manage to get their third win or not. But that will pretty much do it for us today, as we had Sacrilege take out the Art of Warfare. We had Sky Mating Rhinos take out the Cake Clan, and in the end we did have the Bully Boy team go down to the Merry Men. So guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Do go and watch the split stream link here, as the last match between Holy Roman Army and I believe the Riders will be taking place on that stream. Go give Rob and Dan a follow. A couple of good guys there, casting as well. I have been Imagine, of course. Today with me was Sir Morty. Morty, thank you very much for coming on once more.
Not a problem. See you next week.
Yep, and have a good night, everyone. We do hope to see you next week. Or no, I actually won't be here next week. All the matches will probably be done on the other channels, so definitely give that a follow. So I will be back in a couple of weeks to cast some more games, but for now, that is going to do it for us. Have a good night, everyone.